Hello. Introduction.
Hey, baby.
Who the fuck are you and what the fuck do you do?
Yo, what's good? Check. I'm gonna read us in. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Gray Areas podcast. My name is Paul Truman.
Asher Lavalette.
Patrick Brennan.
Seamus Brennan.
And today we have a very special guest. His name is Jonny Wanzer. He is a Burlington local, a friend of the city. I'm just now meeting him for the first time, but I can already tell we're going to develop a very nice and lovely connection, everybody.
Indeed.
Jonny, do you want to tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, I had hangover shits yesterday, and I really wanted to go skateboarding, but it lasted until like 5, so I ended up just hanging out inside. So it's a little bit about me.
Yeah. And you know what? I think you and I may have been of the we kind of had the same kind of day yesterday, man, because I had work. I work at El Gato in Essex, and all day it felt like I was kind of just holding something in. But it's what it is, and I got through it, and I'm glad to hear that you did too. Do you want to give us like a little bit of a introduction of maybe what you do, the kind of your content?
So I am a comedian, and I focus primarily on making videos. My main series is political satire on Burlington issues, so it's kind of like if John Oliver met Eric Andre or like Tim and Eric.
That's awesome.
So it's just like fucked up weird shit like that and just very fast-paced jokes. I try to cram about 20 minutes worth of show into about 6 minutes. So it can be very fast and you can miss shit. And then my side thing is I do a satirical character on Vermont stereotypes, and his name is Donnie. And he either asks questions or he answers questions from people, or he's also a new rapper that's starting up his career. So that character is kind of all over the place. He doesn't have like a set show.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this before moving on. We are all very big fans of the song. This past week, I think we probably all individually listened to it like 3 times a day.
Maybe more.
Yeah,
I think more than
we
that.
are very big fans, and I think Donnie's got a very bright future. So,
yeah, I'm excited for you guys to hear the other rap songs too.
Dude, we're all fully tuned in and turned on. So, yeah. What impresses me a lot about you is you have just because we're really new, we're still kind of trying to find our voice and our tone and what kind of direction we want to take. But you, I feel like, if and I don't want to speak for you, but from an outside perspective looking in, it looks like you really have found like your flow and your style. And so first of all, like, how did you get into content creation? And then through that process, how did you find that eventual tone and who you are stylistically on camera?
Yeah, so I'm a musician firsthand, which is probably why the song's a banger. But I recorded an album with my friend Urian a couple years ago, and I really wanted a music video for the first single that we were putting out, but everybody flaked out on me, and I was just like, fuck it, man, I'm going to record one on my iPhone. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I ended up doing that, and I made it look like public access because of all the shitty things I had at the time. I just had my phone in iMovie. And so it turned out decently, and people thought it was funny. And so I was like, oh, that was like really fun to do. And so I kept doing all these little short films to get people like to follow me so they would listen to my music. And then I just kind of slowly found myself enjoying that medium more and people paying attention to that more. And I focused my content on like, I started doing like commercials for businesses that never asked for them. And then it slowly turned into like political commentary on everything that's going on here. And I only started in September 2019 with all of this stuff. And developing the voice has taken a lot of I don't know, it was a lot of trial and error and just like figuring it out and seeing what worked, what didn't work, what I enjoyed, what people enjoyed. But like when I say I'm in season 2 right now, that's like that we can say is like I'm in my comfort zone right now. So whenever I mention in my new episodes, it's season 2, it's like I feel like I've actually found the voice.
Yeah, I think we can like definitely relate to trying to get more comfortable behind the camera and such. I guess this goes on to another good question. What advice do you have for people breaking into content creation?
Yeah, I would say it really depends on the medium, but I would say study people that have formed cult of personalities around them. Whether it's people that you look up to, like let's say you're obsessed with the Beatles, right? Or you're obsessed with like a politician like Bernie Sanders. All of those people have fans and are legends for a reason, you know? And so like just they bring something different to the medium. And so like when I kind of compare myself to that, I try to like think, okay, I'm doing this, but like what things from some other stuff over here can I bring into it? You want to set yourself apart, and that's like so fucking cliche. Like, so you do something different, but it's more of just like start somewhere comfortable and inch yourself away slowly but surely into like something different. Like try different things out. Don't be afraid to fail, and like see what sticks and what doesn't. Because if you just do the same shit, no one's gonna care. So
yeah, and
maybe not the best advice.
No, but it's true, and I think one of the coolest things I ever heard was I remember I was or coolest things related to this topic was I was watching another podcast, and someone was talking about, you know, the first time he was a stand-up, he was like, the first time I got real advice from somebody was when I asked them, how did you find your voice? And he said, he told them, how do you like how are you funny around the people you know the most, that you're the closest to? Mm-hmm. That's your voice, because that's where you're most comfortable. And that doesn't mean you're in a comfort zone. That just means that's who you are the most organically. Start there, and then that's when like the jazz happens. You know what I mean? Like that's where you can really grow. So when you are behind the camera now, as you said in season 2, where you said you're feeling like you're in a groove, is that kind of like, would you say like the most organic like that you've ever been?
Yeah, man, I'm like aware of the cult of personality that I've grown around me, and it's because you know, when I started developing my voice and everything, I had this whole thing where I was just against people being pretentious as fuck and like fake on their social media things. You know, we all got fucking friends that like we joke around with and like say stupid shit with, and then you go on their Instagrams and it's all like fucking black and white pictures, and they're like trying to come off like fucking Edgar Allan Poe or some bullshit. And you're like,
that's so
like,
accurate.
fuck you and your fucking 3-picture layout, just trying to make it look so fucking cool. Like, dude, I saw you fucking shit your pants, like, when we got drunk at 21. No one's buying your fucking poetry shit. And so, like, dude, I got so fucking mad at that shit. And I was like, I want to be the anti that. And so, like, me, man, I grew up here in Burlington, and I'm a fucking townie. And I was like, you know what? No one's in this space. No one's, like, claiming to be the #1 townie in town. And I was like, I'm going to fucking take that title, because no one wants it. Everybody wants to fucking move to New York or LA and wants to be like a big fucking shot there. But like, they don't understand that you need something to build off of to get to that shit. So like, I was like, yo, you all want to keep fucking moving away from here? I'm going to just take this fucking crown and roll with it.
I think that's awesome, dude. And I should have said beforehand, I don't know if I did, but we're all from Burlington ourselves.
Okay.
I grew up New North End. You were?
I don't even know. Like, Centennial.
Yeah.
Centennial area.
And then these guys they grew up on Park Street.
We all went to BHS.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We all went to BHS. Did you go to high school in Burlington or?
I graduated at SBHS.
Oh, okay. True.
The rivals.
There's a rival. You're aware. No, but yeah, it's really cool to hear you say that, man, because it's just like when I watch your videos, especially the Donnie Wanzer stuff, you know, I'm aware of the fact that you received backlash. We don't have to get into that, but it was so, for someone that grew up in Burlington, I was just like, I know this guy. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I know this voice. I know, you know, this attitude. Just it was so funny and so true and like original. And I was just like, because there's really nobody else doing like this like true like grassroots Burlington voice. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking so sick. All of us related to it immediately. And it was just something that, like, if you're from Burlington, if you're from even just Vermont in general, you get this. You get this
Just
this
like
character.
the message, I guess.
Yeah,
too,
you get the
you know?
message. It made so much sense to me, and I just want to say, man, thank you for doing what you're doing, because that's so fucking sick to me. It's just being from here, like, no, I don't see any of that representation anywhere else.
Yeah. No, it's like, it's the kind of shit that I grew up joking about with my friends, and like no one's had the balls to just fucking record themselves doing this shit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where it comes from, man. It's like a ton of love for that shit, and yeah, it's the only way to kind of keep sane with it all, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the new BHS in the Macy's Mall?
Yeah, dude.
That's kind of wacky.
We got a downtown high school now, man.
I got so many fucking thoughts on it, man.
Yeah.
So, the school board is incompetent and fucking corrupt and greedy.
I would
and
agree with
like
this.
they knew about these fucking cancer chemicals beforehand, and
Well,
like
we have it.
I would not be surprised if they knew about this shit years before they even reported on it. And the fact that in the past 5 years, instead of saving money for like a new spot where they could have started saving money when they learned about all this cancer chemical shit, they invested in a new fucking school district building, and they still own the older one and never sold it. It's like, okay, you're going to proprietize your money for your offices, but like nothing for the school in this aspect, while knowing about these cancer chemicals and not telling anybody. That shit fucking pisses me off. The thing that pisses me off about that is they could have invested in a better building than the Macy's building. And when you go inside that fucking Macy's building, it looks like some 1984 dystopian bullshit. And it's like the walls go the walls go 3/4 up, and everything's open. I don't know what fucking genius thought of that, but like I've interviewed students and teachers, and like it's loud as fuck in there.
Oh god.
And also everything, like there's still Levi's branding up, there's still Michael Kors branding up. Like you guys couldn't fucking pay $200 to get someone to fucking get that off the crowbar.
So you're going to
what the
school
hell
in a
is
fucking
wrong with
strip mall, dude.
Like what,
You go to
these
you go to class. There's a Michael Kors outlet right
and
next to you.
dude, it's funny for us, and I'm sure it's funny for some students, but for others, like think of it this way, man. The other high schools are fucking joking about them. Their shit's on BuzzFeed and on like Now This, and like they're fucking making fun of them. And some people are so embarrassed that they're transferring out and going to Rice, dude.
That's so
Fucking
unfortunate.
Rice.
Oh, not Rice.
Fucking
Come
Rice
on,
all the
man.
time. Yo, fuck Rice.
Yeah, that's actually
what
a
I'm
fucking
saying.
fact. Fuck Rice, dude. That's great. I'm dead serious, dude. It is it is actually really sad. You know, I make jokes, but it is a dark topic, and I really do feel bad for these kids. I think it's been incredibly poorly handled, and also not to mention the fact, because we all went to BHS.
We were probably
dude.
inhaling that shit,
Yeah,
man.
a little part of me, I
Like-
get like anxiety when I think about like, dude, am I fucked? You know, from like when
Yeah,
I was
just saying, when did you guys graduate?
We graduated 2017.
Okay, yeah. I would not be surprised if 10 years from now you see some fucking dude like on a commercial and he's like, "Hey, did you go to BHS in 2012 and 2017?
Yeah.
Well, if so, you're entitled to a class action lawsuit."
Dude, I will fucking, I will certainly take this man up on his word, and knock on wood, honestly, that nothing happens to any of us.
Yeah, give me my money though.
Yeah, true. True.
You'll sign up for it, and then 5 years later, you'll get like $300.
Yeah, dude. It's just like great.
It's like in the hospital. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, dude. Moving on from BHS, you know, we hear you talk about Taco Bell a lot, and I'm also a fan of Taco Bell. And when they left the U Mall, I was frankly very hurt. Personally, very hurt. I want to know what your Taco Bell order is, my guy.
You know, my Taco Bell order changes. It really depends on the day. Or it depends on if they have, like, some special thing going on. Like, when they had the Dorito-flavored shells, that was, like, paradise. Those were great times, you know. Very nostalgic for those times. But you know, with a lot of things that I do, I'm very classic. Like, my favorite chips are plain Lay's. I like black tea with nothing in it, right? I'm very classic. My favorite soda is Coca-Cola. So when I go to Taco Bell, man, I get the three taco specials, whether it's hard or soft. And I like to fucking supreme that shit up. So that's my order, man.
I think I'm starting to feel very in sync with you right now, my friend. Because and I haven't been in a while because they fucking took our Taco Bell away, you motherfuckers.
I've never been.
What's the thinking on
that? I'm sorry. I want to go, but I just haven't had the chance.
Get off the shit. Get out of here.
But here's the thing: you also can't eat any gluten, so I don't know how many options they have for you.
But like, it's all corn though, right? I mean,
they have some corn, I think.
Yeah, dude, the nachos.
I think they have flour though too. Just don't get the flour.
Yeah. I'll look at the nachos, man. Those are good.
Yo, you can go and order some Baja Blast at least.
That's true. You can get a Baja Blast. You'll be so full after.
You'll definitely be pissing yourself a lot.
Yes.
Several times an hour.
Do you have because we're all very hungry right now. We want to talk about food because but
banana.
Yeah. He's got his banana.
Yummy.
I'm probably going to eat leftover Domino's before I go to work. Do you have favorite local spots here in Burlington, outside of Burlington?
It depends on what it is. But yeah, I got some go-to spots. My convenience store is JR's in the Old North End. Mm-hmm. So I hit that up a lot for like smokes and shit. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite coffee shop's probably Speeder's on Pine, just because all the other great ones have closed, and I used to work near there. But, man, I'm trying to fucking think of my other haunts. There's so many haunts, man. Ask me something specific.
Well, we have our two cameramen / co-producers. They grew up on Park Street. They love Nunions.
Oh, yeah, dude, Nunions is the shit. And the owner is hilarious because he's outspoken and an asshole like me, but for all the right reasons.
But they've been going there forever. They know the owners pretty well, and they've only
like
said
family.
good things. So
yeah, and he always either paints something about me in his window or makes like cookies about me or some shit, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
And then my bar, when pandemic is open, is 3 Needs. So if you ever want to find me, I'm probably there.
How do you feel about what ails you? Because, we're still pretty young. I haven't been because of the pandemic, but, we're
young and reckless.
We were frequent of ales for a little while.
Yeah.
I know you know what? I've seen some shit there. I know it's a kitschy bar, but if I haven't had a good time every single time I've been in that building.
And the stereotype's so true.
You definitely have a good time in that bathroom. That bathroom is fucking nuts.
Dude, that's a weird bathroom, man. It's pretty open.
No stall in the pooper, dude.
No.
It's one of the worst bathrooms in any bar downtown.
Of all time. Yeah, dude. We would go in there, man, and just straight up see, I would see shit like some dude is just throwing a fucking beer bottle against the wall. Just,
literally.
Yeah! And
just like a bunch of broken glass.
The thing that I'll say about ales, and I'll be nice here, there will come a day where you walk down those fucking stairs and you're just standing in the doorway and you just look around and you're like, you know what? I'm fucking tired. And then you just walk back up the stairs.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a sad day, but it's also going to be a happy day.
Yes.
But yeah, that's basically my view on it. It's just it's rowdy, it's very young, and it's nice for what it is. But I like to shit on it a lot.
Yeah, it totally is. It is that kind of place that you're young. You either have a fake ID. Not calling anyone out. I'm just saying.
Whoa!
You either have a fake
Never
ID,
that.
or you're like a freshman at UVM or Champlain, and it can be a lot of fun. But also, you will occasionally see the one dude that's like looks like he's well over 28, and you're just like, dude, it's time to go.
Yeah, maybe even 23.
Yeah.
Even
Dude,
I don't know when the
beauties.
cutoff is.
Yeah.
That's beauties right there.
Yeah. True. Yeah. True. But because I lived in these guys all stuck around in Burlington. You went to school in Jersey for a year. But I lived in Montreal for a little over 2 years, going to school up there, and I feel like I never really had the experience of being able to like starting to go out in Burlington. Like my first time going to a bar was this past January in Burlington, and that's when everything shut down. Or not this past January, but January 2020, because that's when I turned 21. I never bought a fake. What was kind of like what was your introduction to like the Burlington bar scene, the going out scene? I know you talk about the North Ender a lot, but what did that kind of look like for you growing up?
Well, I just want to comment that's fucking crazy to think about, that when you came of age, the pandemic shit started happening. So you're going to be the fucking blackout crazy people when the pandemic's open.
That's fucking a good point.
That are just like all over in the streets.
Yeah.
But my experience with it is I'm 32, man. So like I've been around for a minute with it, and yeah, it's like, okay, so that whole end of there's two halves of the bar scene here. There's the bottom half of Church Street side, right? And that's kind of where all the fucking biddies and bros and fucking whatevers go.
Bros.
There's a couple of nice magical spots in there that are fun. Like I go to JP's down there for karaoke and like I'd hit up Esox as well. I like those two places down there. And maybe Manhattan's on a good day, because that's like kind of the skater bar, even though whatever. I'm a big skateboarder.
Nice.
So yeah, but the rest can go to fucking hell, because it's all the fucking people that I never want to deal with or talk to.
Right.
And then you got the fucking hipster side of town, where it's Radio Bean, Lamp Light Shop, OP, Three Needs, all of that stuff. Which is funny. That's like where I usually am in that whole area. But yeah, I tend to like that side a little bit more, because it's a little less rowdy and a little more just like people that feel more like on the level with me. But then you have your fucking like ace in the hole pocket, like shitbird places like T Rugs and Old North Ender, where it's like, these are old people bars, and like, but that's what's fucking sick about it, because you just go in and no one gives a fuck who you are, what you're doing, and there's like, if you want to just go in there and have a good time with a friend, or just like catch up with someone, you just like want no fucking judgment, those are the places to go. Those are the places that I feel most comfortable, actually.
That's actually awesome, and that's a good point, or a good thing to bring up, because the worst part for me about going out is I'll walk into a place and immediately I just start thinking, and I'm not necessarily an overly self-conscious person, but I start feeling like I'm being judged right away. And
you haven't had enough drinks, man. You haven't had enough drinks.
Yeah.
That's,
or maybe, I don't know, even if I am fucking hammered, like I never am just, like if I went into like Ales, for example, or Aches or Red Square, maybe I'm not going to the right places, but I just it's the worst part. I just feel like I'm like, I don't know these people, they don't know me. I feel like everyone is worried about themselves, how they look. And it's surely to an extent like a pretty adolescent mindset, but it's just like, it's shitty. Like I would love to go to a place where it's like maybe a little bit trashy, but I don't have to worry about anything. I can just get drunk and fucking stumble home. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some of those places that I mentioned. You gotta look for the hole in the wall places.
Yeah. Totally. But yeah, so we do have we did stumble across some of your, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but your music from like a while ago, I'm talking.
Okay.
Like I'm talking.
Yeah,
like,
my back catalog.
Yeah, like is that like when was that? Was that like 2005 or was it 2011? Because we found two things.
It's collected music I've done from 2003 to 2016.
Oh, word! We have actually we printed out I think an older
God.
picture of you right here.
Yeah, dude, that's a classic, man. That's a sad EP right there.
First of all, you're looking like a cutie. Second of all,
I was 17 in that picture.
Were you in a grocery store in that?
Yeah, if you can guess which one it is, I'll give you
Shaw's?
$50.
Shaw's.
Which one?
The one on Shelburne Road.
Messed it up.
Ah, damn it.
Wait, this was 17. Fuck. So this was.
You were close though.
We were close.
Oh my God, what is it called? The old Market 32. It changed before it changed its name. Price Chopper.
No, it was the other Shaw's.
Oh,
Damn.
God, fuck. We should have
You
just
were
said
close,
the other
though.
Shaw's. God damn it. Yeah. Well, where were you at? And when you were making this music, you were going to South Burlington High School. It's pretty sad music, man. But
yeah, dude, that out of all the things that you picked on there's like 20 things, and you picked that one. That one's deep.
Right on. Well, yeah. Do you want to talk about what like take that picture for example? Where were you at mentally when that picture was taken when you were making that music?
I was a senior in high school, and I had emancipated myself, so I was going to school full time. I was working a full-time job, and my life was fucking nuts. So it's just like a time where I was really stressed out.
Wow. That's a lot, man, for a 17-year-old.
Yeah. I recorded that in 2011, though. So I was like 23 when I made that, and then I was also living in Seattle. So.
Oh, I didn't know you lived in Seattle. That's dope. How long was that for?
Yeah. I lived there for about a year.
Nice. What brought you out west? Was it just curiosity, or like change of scenery, or?
I was done with school, and I didn't want to stay in Vermont, and so I just moved out there on a whim.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What eventually brought you back?
Well, after that, I moved to San Francisco for about a year, and then I kind of just wanted to like just work on things that I felt like that were incomplete over here, and so I came back, and I had like a really great time coming back and doing stuff, and really had a lot. I had the perspective that I always wanted to have for here, but I never had it because I grew up here, and I was like, yo, fuck this place. I don't want to live here. And, I got to not live here for many years. So I came back, and I really appreciated this place, especially in contrast to all the places I had been. And, and so that's why I decided to stay.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny that you say that when you came back, you really appreciated this place. I think for me, it took leaving Burlington and Vermont to realize how much I loved it.
Yeah.
And with love, like you said, comes wanting to see change. And I think that's awesome what you're doing right now, especially in the medium that you have, because you do reach a lot of people. You've certainly reached us. It is like, what was that like sense of arrival, like maybe when you came back to Vermont? Were you like, did you have a moment where you realized this is where I need to be and this is like what I need to do? Did you have any kind of sense of like clarity when you came back?
Yeah. So I came back in like 2012, and like I was living on a couch for like 3 months, But when I was doing that, I had like the funnest summer ever, and I met a lot of my good friends around that time, and it felt like I was like at home, and there was like endless possibilities for me within like the confines of my hometown. But it felt good, man.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we know we know that you have strong opinions on our current reelected mayor. I certainly do. Having not lived here though for 2 years, I am a little bit separated. If it had the mayoral election turned out another way, what was your optimal result? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I publicly endorsed Max in my last video.
Yeah.
So I wanted Max to win. That would have been my ideal turnout.
Without, obviously giving away where we live, Max happens to live like 3 houses away from us, which is kind of funny. Yeah. And it's also, though, cool to see somebody like somebody that was about to be mayor who still lives like directly in the heart of things. You know what I mean? Like he's right here on Green Street. We had a flood in like October, and Max was just out here like clearing out the drains. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this guy's dope. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. One of our Patrick, actually, the co-producer, was doing some work for Ali Dang. What do you think about that?
Yeah. And don't hold back either. You can fucking call this kid out. Dude.
He was making videos. He was doing campaign management. I mean, I don't know about the campaign management part, but
so as a city councilor, I like Ali Zhang, and so I don't have any problems with him necessarily. Like, he's maybe like somewhere in between the Democrats and progressives, but like he's still a good person, and I like a lot of the work that he does, especially for people of color. But and just like trying to elevate those voices. But he can be like a stickler on certain things. Like, he voted against police reform, which is like, come on, man. What the fuck? Like, and maybe he didn't like the certain aspects of it, but he didn't really like come back with anything like substantial that impressed me about it. I just like, a couple years back there was an independent named Infinite who ran for mayor, and he was really great, but he ended up splitting the votes, which got Miro reelected, and I was scared about that with Ali, and I think he actually took votes away from Miro this time, but it's kind of hard to tell. But like, he performs better in places where Miro performs well, so like the thought is he might have stole votes from there. But I think if as soon as Max won the progressive thing, if Ali would have backed him up, I think Max would have won it by a slim margin. But I think if Ali was like campaigning as hard as he did with Max, and they just made Miro the boogeyman, then he would have got elected.
Got you.
Yeah, this I don't know. I guess this kind of ties in with the whole mayor thing. What are your? I have pretty strong opinions about this, about the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, Asher. We all don't like it, but you.
Dude, I despise it, man. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
It's pitiful, man.
Dude,
it's disgraceful. It really is.
You regularly are like, well, you'll just bring it up like randomly in conversation, dude. Which is fair. I mean, it's fucking ugly as shit.
It's ugly, and it's just like it's horrible for what he did with that.
Yeah. So we just want to hear I know you have videos, but just for our audience, just your
2 cents.
Quick take, immediate rundown of fucking how you feel about this thing.
Yeah, I need to grab something really quick before I do that. It's going to take 2 seconds.
All right, yeah, you're good. This is going well. We love you, babies.
So what do I think of the pit, man?
Yeah.
What do I think visiting the wonderful Burlington Mall pit? Yeah, and I'm plugging my merch
awesome.
right now. I don't give a shit.
Go buy.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Link in
dude.
bio.
All
Link
power
in bio.
to you. All
Or
power to
description.
you. Yeah.
So, when I started covering the pit, man, I guess you want my general thing. I won't have to go into my backstory. I think it's terrible. The whole thing, I was against it when they proposed it because it was a 14-story building of a mall, which malls, even back then, were failing, and I knew that, and like a lot of us knew that. Didn't want a mall there, and they promised affordable housing in there, but I've seen their records over the past year with affordable housing. What ends up happening is they do it for a couple of years, and then they kick out people with Section 8 vouchers, and then they let the students and the rich millionaires and the fucking tech people come in and take these buildings for like way more money. So I saw a trap there. I didn't like that they had this out-of-state Connecticut person coming in either, because I didn't trust that shit either, because they were one of the biggest developers in the country, and I was like, no, man. This is going to be a fucking gentrification building, and it's going to be hollow at the bottom until it's filled with some big box store chain. Yeah. And so, I was totally against it. And then when they fucking voted for it, I was pissed off. And then when it started falling apart, I was laughing my ass off because, like, I was just like, of course this fucking developer is going to fuck you over. Of course he is. He's shady as hell. And we all knew that and voted not for that. I don't know. It's just I think it's great what has happened to Miro because of it. Because that's like when I think of Burlington, man, that is not the shit that I think of that makes our town unique and special. I don't think of fucking 14-story gentrification buildings that are blocking the waterfront with empty hollow malls at the bottom. You know? I think of fucking the shit that like all of us are doing, man. I think of like the fucking cool arts that are going on. I think of like all of the small but cool melting pot that happens here. And that sort of shit will be like promotes the opposite of that. It's going to make it so like rich plastic people with fucking no inspiration and contrived fucking Instagram pretentious inspirations move here, and that's the fucking, and then people like us who are like real homies that like get inspired by shit are forced to move out. You know, a great example is like Williamsburg, if you guys understand that.
Yeah.
Like if you go there now, it used to be an arts like hub, but now it's a bunch of fucking posers and hipsters, and it's gentrified to like a commercial extent, like the Lower East Side is these days, and it's just like it's fucking garbo, and like I don't want to see that happen to my town.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely.
And the funny thing is, I've made this joke about Williamsburg. All the people there that complain about the gentrification of Williamsburg are all the people that gentrified Williamsburg. They just happened to be there for 10 years and act like they didn't move in 10 years ago when there was a fucking Basquiat mural that got painted over with coffee shop nearby fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
they're
just
all
unfortunate, man.
Yeah, man. And I totally know what you mean. And I'm certainly not opposed to change, but that's not the kind of change I want to see. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But, aside from politics, you know, you talk about how much of an impact the community and the people have on your career and your livelihood just in general.
Yeah.
And you're I feel like you've been really, you know, risen up by the people, which is so awesome to see, especially as people as us, we're coming into content creation. Like, even if we have a video that gets like 30 views, it's still like, hey man, those are all our friends, those are or people showing each other. How great does that feel? You know what I mean? To have this audience, these people that are like ride or die, you know what I mean? That core, that's got to feel really great.
It's undescribable, man, because I'm like that kind of person. You know, I obsess over people that inspire me and have made changes in the world or have just made great art. And the fact that I'm starting to become a figure like that for people is mind-blowing. And the fact that I'm able to sustain myself full-time off of this is fucking insane, too. And it just shows how, like, dedicated my following is. Because, like, my numbers aren't, like, you know, like crazy famous people numbers, but like when you start to go on all of my platforms and you see that I have different communities on that are just like ride or dies, it like, and the engagement is high, it starts adding up. And yeah, I wasn't sure how stable this was going to be launching it, but it's like done way better than I thought it was going to. So I'm like incredibly thankful for everybody like helping me out, and like it only just it like inspires me more and makes me like, okay, I gotta fucking one up my last video for these motherfuckers who just like, you know, they're all in and they want me to fucking troll this city and call people out, and I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to do it for years anyway, so let's fucking have a roast, boys.
That's awesome, dude. And I mean, it's got to be so cool of like getting the support of from the people where that you got your start and that you're from, you know, because it can, you know, even in a small city like Burlington, it can feel so easy to get like just lost in like, you know, especially for me coming back from Montreal, I was like, I don't fucking know anyone here. I feel like I'm an outsider, even though I'm from here. It just this weird kind of juxtaposing feelings of this is my fucking hometown, but all of a sudden it doesn't seem that way. But getting that kind of reaction and support and acknowledgement from the place that you're from and that you represent, I have to imagine that it's just such like a feeling of like a rival and like homecoming and just being like, this is my city, dude. I fucking live here. I love this place. That's just it just sounds great, you know. It makes me happy to hear that.
It's amazing, man. Like I said, I'm 32. I've been walking these streets for years, been going to shows and shit, and I've always been in the shadows, man. And now, like, when I walk down the street, I get recognized all the time, and it's like, yo, this is fucking sick. And I'm getting recognized for, like, you know, trying to help out the community, you know? And, like, yeah, maybe I'm getting recognized, like, sometimes for Donnie, but, like, it's all part of the bigger picture. And it's really cool, man. There's no words to really describe it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I wouldn't trade it for being like Hollywood famous or anything like that, because it's just like it's more meaningful and impactful, and if I can sustain myself off of it for as long as I can, like, I'm gonna try to, man.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point too, because it's like, I think there is certainly a difference between what, like, who you are now, what you're doing now, and then being like, you know, being Hollywood or being like an influencer, whatever the fuck that means. But because when I first saw you, like your content, I was like, first of all, it's hilarious, but also there's a message behind everything. You're doing something, like you have a goal, you have you're a point you're trying to get across. Like, it wasn't just funny to me and that's it. Like, I could tell that there was some kind of, like, there was something behind this, and there was something you wanted to get across to viewers, and in some way, in that way, with your content and your audience, somehow make change in the community. So I think that's really cool. And I mean, if I have to be honest, at the end of the day, I think that's way more important than you know, just being on Instagram like, look at me, kicks of the day, you know, like, that's so much more important.
It's like the reason why I'm not active on TikTok, you know. It's kind of like, that's like the opposite of what I do. Like, I guess I could be famous for just fucking dancing with my elbows to some fucking song, but being an e-girl, but I don't know, man. There's like, I'm like trying to actually like help people in this community and educate people, and so I have nothing against TikTok, but it's like, you know, exactly what you're saying, man. Like, I could just be an influencer that just, like, I don't know, is being really stupid, has like post pictures, you know, that kind of shit, but it just, I don't know, there's something vapid about it that pisses me off.
I you know, not to keep you know, beating a dead horse, but we all think what you're doing is fucking awesome, man, and just to the best of your ability, just keep it up. And it's fucking, to see this community grow around you is really a beautiful thing, especially as people that, you know, as we're trying to get into the world of putting stuff out there for ourselves and being creative. It's really cool to see. I want to ask you this. It's a little bit more off subject, but am I correct in thinking that you're a gamer? Is that?
Oh yeah, dude, I can't even. Man, I should have did this on my laptop because I can really like show you everything. So I have about. I collect video games and consoles.
Oh shit.
Damn.
So I have about 20 consoles over there in my credenza, and I do have a PS5. I got it launch day. I have about. Here, I'll just show you that.
All right. Dude, that's fire. That's crazy.
I actually realized that my console's in rest mode, and I don't want to unplug it because I'm playing an RPG, but here's the PS5 controller just to prove it.
Oh, that's fucking dope. Yes, sir. There it is. We got the fucking receipts, baby.
Yeah, I have a wall of like 700 games, so I can talk about gaming for days, man.
Wow.
Dude, I now am realizing the question I had for you seems a little bit arcane now, but I was going to ask you to name a top 3, but you have 700 games at your house alone, so I understand if that might be hard to do.
My top 3 games?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
Super Mario 64.
Word.
Persona 5 Royal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Those are oldies, man.
Yeah, man, but oldies but goldies, baby.
Yeah, oldies but goldies.
Well, Persona 5 just came out like 3 years ago.
I was going to say I don't know what that one is.
Yeah.
It's a RPG.
Cool. That's fucking fire. Asher, do you have a top 3 you might be able to name?
Oh, yeah. I think not in any order, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5, this is a hard one. Oh, yeah, Red Dead RDR2, and then...
Oh, hell yeah. 2018 Game of the Year.
Yes, sir. Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe Black Ops 2, but maybe not.
Yeah. That's good. I would agree with you definitely on Skyrim.
I like Skyrim and Red Dead, definitely.
Yeah. Skyrim for me, I want to say Skate 3.
Yeah, buddy.
Just based on the sheer amount of hours I put into it, I think lost friendships because I would just not text people back about hanging out because I just wanted to go home after school, smoke weed, and play Skate 3. So
yeah, I think I only use my PS3 for the Skate trilogy these days.
Yeah, it's got to be that's got to be the most hours I have on any game ever. I think is Skate 3.
Damn.
And then Red Dead is certainly up there.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, amazing game.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. I'll for now I'll say RDR2. I'll say the most frustrating game. Are you in the oh fuck, what's the game series called? Dark Souls. Have you played any Dark Souls?
The Miyazaki games, I am a fan of them, but I don't play them as much, but I did like, Sekiro and, Bloodborne. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Dark Soul games, they're great. I just fucking suck at those games.
Dude, I don't know if there's anyone outside of like maybe 10 people in the world that are actually like very good at those games.
Or enjoy it either.
Yeah, it's the most like addictively frustrating thing I've ever done. Just over and over again trying the same thing for hours. It just, the amount. I mean,
you want to keep doing it because you don't want to go back.
Yeah, dude. I can't. You just have to get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's brutal.
But yeah. So, aside from gaming, and we will have to wrap up shortly. But
yeah,
indeed.
How leading into another question, how close do you think? Because when I hear someone with a hard Vermont accent, it is very unique, and it's not the same as like a rural Canadian accent, but it is pretty similar. How
similar?
Yeah, because you watch something like Trailer Park Boys, right? Or Letterkenny, which we're all big fans of. We're all big fans of Letterkenny and Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, bud.
Do you watch both of those shows or just?
Yes, both.
What if you had to pick a favorite? What do you think it would be?
I feel like Letterkenny is more intricate, but Trailer Park Boys is more beloved, in my opinion, like for me. So I'd probably pick Trailer Park Boys over it. But yeah, I'm like more interested in Letterkenny episodes when they come out.
Yeah, dude, Letterkenny is like just some of the most like quick, like fast-paced writing. I can't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine some of these lines that they have to say must take like 30 takes each.
Yeah.
But do you have a favorite character, Trailer Park Boys character?
Yeah, Julian.
Julian, nice.
The things that I like about Julian, it's the subtleties. It's like the fact that he's always walking around drinking a rum and coke.
Yeah.
Is like that was like, dude, I grew up with somebody that was just like that, and like it would just be places where like it shouldn't have been, and like that's him. He just always fucking has it everywhere, and I just think that's like such a brilliant thing that they've kept over the course of everything, and the fact that he wears like these too tight fucking muscle tees, and he's trying to be like sexy in the world of like trash.
Yeah.
It's just. And the hair slicked back. It reminds me a lot of some of my family members back in the 90s. And he's supposed to be the brains, but he's like not really the brains ever, and everything falls apart. And so I like him a lot.
So yeah, that's a good point. I love Julian.
Obviously, I love Ricky and Bubbles too, but yeah.
Yeah. I want to say it's always a toss-up between Corey and Trevor and J-Rock for me. J-Rock might be my fave. Yeah.
Dude, I liked Phil Collins.
Oh yeah, Phil Collins, dude. And he will just like emit just like these wild burps that are like 10 seconds long just for no reason. I want to actually know how the character himself does that, or if he did actually just have a condition and they were like, this is funny, just do it, keep it in and do it anyway.
I think he could just do it. I mean, that guy died from weird obesity things.
Oh
so.
Man, I did not know he died, and now me joking about his what I called a condition is not a good look.
No, I mean, that guy made entertainment out of it, so like it's meant to be joked about.
That's true.
But like, he just. I think Philadelphia Collins. That's what he went by.
Yeah.
Such a fucking hilarious name.
That's such a good name.
Also Jesse's dad, or Jacob's dad.
Jacob's dad, yeah.
Yeah, and he had the whole fucking cheeseburger thing.
Yeah. Him and Randy were gonna start a cheeseburger food truck out of his RV. Oh my god, that was such a great.
I think Leahy is my second favorite character.
Also, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was unfortunate.
That was super unfortunate. Me and Asher actually, because Randy was supposed to be coming to Club Metronome last March, and like a year ago, and we either had tickets or were like about to buy
dude,
them.
it was like. I was like $15 or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
Like so cheap.
Randy was gonna come to Club Metronome. It was gonna be like games. It was gonna be like drink tickets and.
Wait, and with his shirt off too.
Yeah, he was gonna come.
Hell yeah!
And we were like, I'm pretty sure we might have actually already bought the tickets. And then all of a sudden the show gets canceled, and then the NBA gets shut down, and then the world shuts off.
And then instead of 2 weeks, it's like a year and like a month.
A year and counting, baby.
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah.
But anyways, we should wrap this up. I want to say thank you so much, man. It was great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we had a really good conversation.
Very insightful.
Do you want to give any plugs before we sign off?
Yeah, so I do this full time, so please check out the videos if you're interested in Burlington humor or Burlington, anything going on here, because, local politics, in my opinion, are way more important than national politics because it's going to affect you directly, so if you want to follow that shit and you don't want it to be boring fucking public access bullshit, follow my videos, because I make the videos that I would want to watch on this shit. And I have a Patreon if you want to sub to that if you're like feeling it. But I also do Venmo donations, and then I have merch related on to all of my jokes and shit. And so the videos that I'll plug coming up, I got one on Burlington slumlords part 2. So I did a part 1 a couple weeks ago. I'm doing part 2. That should come out at the end of the month. And then Donnie's second song will be coming out mid-April.
That's awesome.
And it is. So I'll give you guys an exclusive scoop. Crystal is mad at Donnie for making the first song.
Oh, shit.
And so it's going to be a domestic fight between Crystal and Donnie at Cherry Street bus stop.
Oh, shit, dude. There's fucking beef, man. That's... All right, we are all very tuned in. Yeah, we fucking love it, dude. Anyways, we're going to sign off. I want to tell you that we're going to count to 3, and then we do it the same way every time. We're going to count to 3, and on 3 we say get a gig directly into the camera.
Don't ask why. Don't ask why.
Yeah, don't ask why, but that's just what we do. Every episode, I'm not kidding you, without fail, we end it this way. So... Thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of the Gray Areas podcast. We love you very much. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever the fuck, or share.
Get in the camera.
What?
I was just saying, get in the camera.
Get in the camera, guys. We love you. We love your support. I know it's small right now, but we're still growing. And this is Jonny Wanzer, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Get a gig! Woo!
Yeah, no problem. It's nice meeting y'all. If you see me on the street, just hail me down and say hello. Yeah, let's see the other boys.
Yo, what up?
Yeah, this fucking motley crew.
Yo, we were the guys too that sent you our parents reacting to
Yes.
this. Yeah.
I wish that I could share that video. I don't want to blow up your fucking parents. It's the funniest fucking shit ever. It's like I sent it to Ryan and Kayla from the video, and then I sent it to a couple of my friends. I was like, "Yo, look how fucking crazy this is." And your dad's like, "Fuck a lot," and then your mom's like, "No, but keep in mind, he grew up in this, okay?" And then your mom is like, this slight box the whole time, and then you're laughing and you're panning from her to the camera, and I'm like, fucking Donnie Wanzer, man. I was just like, okay, she's studying it.
Yeah, it was. She really was.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, man.